Lexi McCullum, Nell's stepdaughter from Love Marriage Huntsville, has finally spoken out, and what she's revealing is far more than just family drama. It's a shocking story of betrayal, pain, and unresolved emotions that have been buried for years. If you've been following the show, you've probably seen some of the tension between Nell and Chris Fletcher's kids. But what if everything we thought we knew was only scratching the surface? Lexi's recent revelations have turned the narrative upside down, and it's clear that the truth goes much deeper than any of us could have imagined. Let's rewind to that infamous family dinner. At first glance, it seemed like another awkward moment in a blended family trying to get along, but if you paid close attention, you could sense that something much deeper was going on. Lexie, Chris's daughter from a previous relationship, wasn't just frustrated about the situation. She was holding on to years of built-up resentment. Her expressions, the way she hesitated before speaking, and the tension in her body language all told a story. It wasn't just a dinner mishap, it was the visible result of a long-standing emotional battle. When Lexie made that comment about not feeling included, it wasn't just about being left out of a family outing, it was a reflection of a wound that had been growing for years. Lexie says that her relationship with Nell changed when she was about 10 years old. Everything seemed fine when she was younger, but over time, she began to notice subtle changes in Nell's behavior. The warmth in Nell's tone disappeared. There were fewer family outings, and she started to feel more like a guest in her own home. As Lexie grew older, these feelings only intensified. Nell's tone became dismissive, and it was clear that Lexie wasn't seen as part of the family. It wasn't just the typical struggles that come with blending families. It felt personal, and according to Lexie, it had everything to do with Chris. Lexie believes that the rift between her and Nell was a direct result of something Chris did. She's hinted that her father's actions played a major role in the tension between them, although she hasn't gone into all the details yet. Was there an argument about parenting? Did Chris fail to set clear boundaries between Nell and his kids from a previous relationship? Whatever it was, Lexie is certain that her father and Nell had their own issues behind closed doors, and she got caught in the middle. But the most shocking part of Lexie's story isn't just the emotional divide. It's the way she felt Nell actively pushed her away. Growing up in the Fletcher household wasn't as perfect as it seemed on TV. Lexie's memories of that time are filled with emotional pain, especially when it came to her relationship with Chris. At one point, Lexie says that her father completely disappeared from her life. One day, he was there, present and involved in her life, and then, just as quickly, he was gone. As a child, Lexie didn't understand why this was happening. She called him over and over, hoping to hear his voice, but every time she was met with excuses from Nell, telling her that Chris was busy or unavailable. But eventually, Lexie figured out the painful truth. Chris hadn't just been busy, he had left her and Nell for another woman and started a new life with her. Lexie didn't even know about this other family at the time. The heartbreak of this revelation is unimaginable. As Lexie sat at home wondering why her father wasn't calling, he was building a life with someone else. This revelation made Lexie question everything she had known about her family. Had Nell been trying to protect her all along, or had she been covering up her own embarrassment? If Nell had been dealing with her own feelings of betrayal, could that have affected how she treated Lexie? Lexie wonders if Nell saw her as a painful reminder of the man who had left her for another woman, and if that led to the cold, distant relationship they shared. But this wasn't just about emotions. It also had financial implications that Lexie only discovered later on. In a stunning twist, Lexie revealed that Nell was actually the one who was paying Chris's child support. After everything Chris had put her through, Nell was still financially responsible for his obligations to his other family.